I am a consistent winner because 1. I objectively identify my edges. 2. I predefine the risk of every trade. 3. I completely accept the risk or I am willing to let go of the trade. 4. I act on my edges without reservation or hesitation. 5. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. 6. I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors. 7. I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of consistent success and, therefore, I never violate them. A probabilistic mindset pertaining to trading consists of 5 fundamental truths. 1. Anything could happen. 2. You don't need to know what is going to happen next in order to make money. 3. There is a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. 4. An edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. 5. Every moment in the market is unique. Most traders have absolutely no concept of what it means to be a risk taker in the way a successful trader thinks about risk. The best traders not only take the risk, they have also learned to accept and embrace that risk. There is a huge psychological gap between assuming you are a risk taker because you put on trades and fully accepting the risks inherent in each trade. We have to be careful about what we project out into the future because nothing else has the potential to create more unhappiness and emotional misery than an unfulfilled expectation. When you learn the trading skill of risk acceptance, the market will not be able to generate information that you define or interpret as painful. If the information the market generates doesn't have the potential to cause you emotional pain, there's nothing to avoid. It is just information telling you what the possibilities are. Successful traders have objective perspective, one that is not skewed or distorted by what you are afraid is going to happen or not happen. You create your own game in your mind based on your beliefs, intents, perception, and rules. The hard, cold reality of trading is that every trade has an uncertain outcome. The typical trader wants to be right on every single trade. He is desperate to make money. A winning attitude is a positive expectation of your efforts with an acceptance that whatever results you get are a perfect reflection of your level of development and what you need to learn to do better. The best traders aren't afraid. They aren't afraid because they have developed attitudes that give them the greatest degree of mental flexibility to flow in and out of trades based on what the market is telling them about the possibilities from its perspective. At the same time, the best traders have developed attitudes that prevent them from getting reckless. Anything we decide to do or any outward expression of behavior will be consistent with what we believe. Learning to accept the risk is a trading skill, the most important skill you can learn. When you operate from the assumption that more or better analysis will create consistency, you will be driven to gather as many market variables as possible into your arsenal of trading tools. But what happens then? You are still disappointed and betrayed by the markets, time and again, because of something you didn't see or give enough consideration to. It will feel like you can't trust the markets, but the reality is, you can't trust yourself. Unless you learn to completely accept the possibility of an uncertain outcome, you will try either consciously or unconsciously to avoid any possibility you define as painful. However, market analysis is not the path to consistent results. It will not solve the trading problems created by lack of confidence, lack of discipline, or improper focus. The winners have attained a mindset, a unique set of attitudes that allows them to remain disciplined, focused, and, above all, confident in spite of the adverse conditions. As a result, they are no longer susceptible to the common fears in trading, errors that plague everyone else. If you are unable to trade without the slightest bit of emotional discomfort, then you have not learned how to accept the risks inherent in trading. This is a big problem because, to whatever degree you haven't accepted the risk, is the same degree to which you will avoid the risk. Trying to avoid something that is unavoidable will have disastrous effects on your ability to trade successfully. I define random trading as poorly planned trades, or trades that are not planned at all. It is an unorganized approach that takes into consideration an unlimited set of market variables, which do not allow you to find out what works on a consistent basis and what does not. Those traders who have confidence in their own trades, who trust themselves to do what needs to be done without hesitation, are the ones who become successful. They no longer fear the erratic behavior of the market. They learn to focus on the information that helps them spot opportunities to make a profit rather than focusing on the information that reinforces their fears. Consistency is a state of mind that, once achieved, won't allow you to be any other way. Taking responsibility means acknowledging and accepting, at the deepest part of your identity, that you, not the market, are completely responsible for your success or failure as a trader. If you have to win, if you have to be right, if you can't lose or can't be wrong, you will cause yourself to define and perceive categories of market information as painful. The fact is that if traders really believed that anything could happen at any time, there would be considerably fewer losers and more consistent winners. Ultimately, for this process to work, you must choose consistency over every other reason or justification you have for trading. If all of these ingredients are sufficiently present, then regardless of the internal obstacles you find yourself up against, what you desire will eventually prevail. If your goal is to trade like a professional and be a consistent winner, then you must start from the premise that the solutions are in your mind and not in the market. When you achieve complete acceptance of the uncertainty of each edge and the uniqueness of each moment, your frustration with trading will end. When you genuinely accept the risks, you will be at peace with any outcome. When you really believe that trading is simply a probability game, concepts like right or wrong or win or lose no longer have the same significance. We use market analysis to identify patterns, define the risk, and determine when to take profits. The trade either works or it doesn't. Why do casinos make consistent money on an event that has a random outcome? Because they know that over a series of events, the odds are in their favor. They also know that to realize the benefits of the favorable odds, they have to participate in every event. What separates the consistently great athletes and performers from everyone else is their distinct lack of fear of making a mistake. Rarely will the typical trader stay with his system beyond 2 or 3 losses in a row, and taking 2 or 3 losses in a row is a very common occurrence for most trading systems. When I put on a trade, all I expect is that something will happen. No man ever reached to excellence in any one art or profession without having passed through the slow and painful process of study and preparation. Putting on a winning trade or even a series of winning trades requires absolutely no skill. On the other hand, creating consistent results and being able to keep what we've created does require skill. Making money and trading any idiot can do. Keeping money very few can do. Making money consistently is a byproduct of acquiring and mastering mental skills. Good market analysis can certainly contribute to and play a supporting role in one's success, but it doesn't deserve the attention and importance most traders mistakenly attach to it. Risk management matters more than your system. Trading Rule 1. Predefine what a loss is in every potential trade. Trading Rule 2. Execute your losing trades immediately upon perception that they exist. By predefining and cutting your losses short, you are making yourself available to learn the best possible way to let your profits grow. The typical trader doesn't predefine his risk, cut his losses, or systematically take profits because the typical trader doesn't believe it's necessary. The only reason why he would believe it isn't necessary is that he believes he already knows what's going to happen next, based on what he perceives is happening in any given now moment. It's the ability to believe in the unpredictability of the game at the micro level and simultaneously believe in the predictability of the game at the macro level that makes the casino and the professional gambler effective and successful at what they do. Pros distrust the short term and trust the long term. Rookies trust the short term and distrust the long term. Your primary goal has to be to learn how to think like a consistently successful trader. Value consistency in your risk, system execution, early wake-up, pre-market prep, journaling and thinking, trading skills, habits and mindset are more valuable than money. To have $1 million is very different from being a millionaire trader. Aspire to acquire the skills, habits and mindset of a millionaire trader. Every trader is the same except for their habits. Their habits create their character and in turn their destiny. What makes trading so fascinating and, at the same time, difficult to learn is that you really don't need lots of skills, you just need a winning attitude. When you trade from a carefree state of mind, everything about your trading changes. Remember that the primary skill that we are talking about here is simply trading without fear. This is a trading skill. It is the primary trading skill that you will have to acquire to create consistency to trade without fear. Remove fear through meditation. It shrinks the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear. I haven't seen much correlation between good trading and intelligence. Some outstanding traders are quite intelligent, but a few aren't. Many outstanding intelligent people are horrible traders. Average intelligence is enough. Beyond. Why do you think unsuccessful traders are obsessed with market analysis? They crave the sense of certainty that analysis appears to give them. Although few would admit it, the truth is that the typical trader wants to be right on every single trade. He is desperately trying to create certainty where it just doesn't exist. Psychology separates good traders from those who fail. Everything you do wrong as a trade is going to be a result of what you're afraid of and the effects that fear has on your perception of market information. Move from thinking from a trade-by-trade mentality and move to a series of trades perspective. You don't have to know what's going to happen next on a trade-by-trade basis to win or make consistent money. If I'm going to trade my methodology appropriately, it really obligates me to take every single trade. I can't be picking and choosing my trades based on what I think is going to happen. When you win, you weren't right, and when you lose, you weren't wrong. It's just a numbers game based on the odds. All technical indicators and price patterns do is get you in a situation where there's a likelihood that when you get into that trade, it'll work. There's absolutely nothing to think about, just put the trade on. No one trade has any more or any less significance than the other. By truly accepting that the outcome of this trade can be different than whatever happened the last time, you're positively managing your expectations. When you disconnect, you won't perceive market information as threatening. You'll eliminate the potential to make a trading error, and you'll be aspiring to trade without fear. Stay focused on the process of trading as opposed to the outcome. The best traders aren't afraid. If your goal is to trade like a professional and be a consistent winner, then you must start from the premise that the solutions are in your mind and not in the market. If you want to change your variables at the end of a sample size, you're free to do it. You cannot do it in the middle of one. Change is a function of desire.